That's my nightmare. I cannot.
We are not those people.
No. Hey, baby, I packed a bag. Come down to the airport. I'd rather die.
How many outfits? And also, actually, how many pairs of underwear? Because
The
if I can't bring 20 pairs, I'm not
No.
going.
Also, I need my mouth tape, my earplugs, my eye mask. No, there's too many
Oh
things.
my God, mouth tape. You said it all. I need 20 pairs of underwear and at least my mouth tape.
So I'm on
my eye mask.
sugarbaby.com or daddy.com, whatever. And I'm not spiraling about the part that like I potentially have to go and sleep with this guy. I'm spiraling about the fact that like I don't feel comfortable him packing for me. And
that is the biggest fear.
these
don't
are my
pack for me.
Don't pack for me and don't pack for me, Argentina.
Guys, hello and welcome back to Chronic the Podcast,
where we are LOLing and giggling through all of our chronic stuff. I feel like we've been successfully doing that. The feedback has been that we are successfully both giggling and dropping some nuggets. It feels like a win.
It's what we do. It's our job.
So here we are.
That's where we are. How's it going, Meg?
Jamie, I am great. How are you?
I'm doing okay. We're coming off of an episode where I talked about feeling like a loser. And then after we recorded that episode, I proceeded to be one with the floor for 2 to 3 days.
You really unlocked something. And now she's on an Excedrin and she is bouncing off the walls.
Here's the thing, guys. I know you're only supposed to take 2 Excedrin.
No.
And I don't need anyone coming at me in the comments because I'm 38 and I've done this my whole life. Let's just be real clear that there is no stopping this train. I take 3 of everything. So I've taken 3 Excedrin and I am bouncing off the walls of enjoy.
You know what though? If it pulls you up, I'm a homeopathic, like, alternative medicine. Like, let's get our medicine from our food. Like, I'd like to start there, but allopathic pulls the fuck up when you need it to pull the fuck up.
And also, just to be also extremely clear, this was because I had neck pain this morning. It's not because I was feeling depressed.
She's treating her depression.
I took some Excedrin to it's a coincidence that I've started to feel better since last night, but then my neck hurt and then I took Excedrin and now I'm bouncing off the walls. I just want to be extremely clear with this.
However, though, it was a big old season 1 change your state where you were on the floor, but then you had to get cute, come to my comedy show, see all of your friends, have ice cream.
It really was. It was everything I needed. I needed the motivation to get up. And actually, it's really interesting.
I'm going to make you laugh. I'm going to be your motivation.
And she did. But you know what's really funny? Okay, a video I saw yesterday, it was before I started to get ready, so I was still in the thick of like
the thick of the sicka.
Yeah, but a woman was saying in this video, basically, you know, when you're feeling super down and just like bleh, like motivation is nowhere to be found. Like, you cannot find motivation. And I was just like, well, I feel better that at least someone gets it. But she's right. And I was really getting lower because I was really down on myself about like not being motivated. That is just what I kept coming back to. I'm so unmotivated. It was making it worse. But when she was like, you can't find the motivation, like that's not the way to do it. I was like, oh.
No, I think there's a big difference. And that's something that we talk about in Buddhism. It's like we have to create our own momentum, create, not find. Because when you're waiting for motivation, when you're waiting for inspiration,
you're not going to find it when you're down in the dumps.
But like
100%.
Literally inertia, which is a law of physics, that acts in our life, in our spiritual, emotional life as well. So like we physically have to create momentum to pull us out. And so like you were forced to because you're a good friend and had to come to my show last night. Huzzah!
Oh, wait, actually, I've been waiting to say this to you too. Okay. It really has been kind of waves the last couple days. And I promise I won't talk all about myself about this because we talked about it last week. Okay. No, but it was kind of waves, but I felt like you'd be really proud of me. So this was, I think, on Tuesday. Again, I was feeling so low and I was just like, ugh. But I had been wanting to catch up with my friend Erica. Shout out to Erica. She listens to the pod. Erica is a friend she's like one of my best friends in life, but she is also a friend from college. And we used to live together in Astoria. I love her. She's great. And she had just gone away over the weekend with her new boyfriend. They were celebrating their year anniversary.
Ooh, did they break the poop barrier? Oh, sorry.
She did not mention that.
It was their first weekend away. Pooping is happening.
No. Oh. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. It was their week. They had gone away for the weekend to celebrate their 1-year anniversary.
Got it.
So sweet.
It's very sweet.
It was very sweet channel. So I wanted to hear about it. But, I'm feeling like garbage. And so I'm like, God, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to talk to anyone, but I'm going to listen.
That's all.
To advice that Meg had literally given to ourselves on the pod. And I was like, I'm going to call Erica and hear about her weekends and let her just talk because, I mean, I do a lot of talking. We're both very chatty. But I was just, in my mind, I was just like, I'm going to call Erica and like pull up the strength to do such a thing and hear about her weekend because doing something for someone else will make you feel better.
And?
I mean, I felt like garbage again yesterday, but in the moment...
In the moment.
No. In the moment, I was like, okay, let me do it. And actually, I will say I called her and we had a really nice like hour-long conversation and we laughed and we chatted and we caught up and I love her so much and we like loved, we were like, I love you, I love you, I love you. And I even said to her, like, it really made me feel a lot better. And I felt really proud that I listened to what you said. And I felt really good catching up with her and it just was great.
Proof pudding.
Proof meat pudding.
You are the pudding,
so,
and it has been proven.
You know,
Jamie, I'm so excited. That is the hardest thing to do. Even though I know that's the right thing to do, it's still when you're like in your funk, the idea, like the physical pain you feel of picking up a phone is like, especially because I think we're like, it's not going to change the way I feel, blah blah blah.
Right, but it really is kind of changing your state. And I don't know if that's what you meant, but it really just shifts your focus to not what you're feeling in this moment.
Our focus is our reality. And so if I'm like, literally, I was telling you that last night I didn't do what I wanted to do in my show. I just kind of like,
even though she was fucking funny, folks,
I was kind of like not fully present. I wasn't listening. I was it was just a bunch of things where I was like, that wasn't what I wanted it to be. But literally this morning chanting, I was like, Meg, if you want to keep focusing on that feeling, that's what you can feel like today. Right. Or you can throw it away and be like,
another time.
It was brave to get on stage. You had fun with your friends. You did the show.
It really was.
I have to remind myself that. It's like, it's hard to get up there, period. So
not to mention,
get over it.
Literally after every single show, and me and Julie and like the friends we were with, we said the same thing. And I say it after every single show. I don't know how you're all doing what you're doing. I don't know how you fucking do it for any song, let alone an entire show. The fact that you get...
I'm just listening as I was chewing on my lip and I realized
I know, but you were making a face crazy. Like... She was looking at me crazy, and I was like, I'm not going to keep complimenting you. Be like, what is it? It's so weird. It was so weird. No, but like the fact that you get up there, you guys can do any of the songs you do is wild.
Yeah, so we have to check off the baseline victories. No, but it was silly. And I was literally, as I'm chanting, and I'm like literally going, stop attaching to the thing that you didn't like and attach to the thing that you did like and move the shit on.
Yes.
So look at, that's amazing. Yeah. We had just change what your focus is attached to.
It felt good. And it was a piece of the feeling better puzzle. I do think that.
That's it. We got like a 12,000 piece puzzle and you are like sifting for corner pieces.
Jesus Christ.
And you got one.
Sounds like my nightmare. Is that why everything's terrible? I fucking hate puzzles.
I hate puzzles.
I like puzzles, but I don't like putting a physical puzzle together. It's not my idea of a good time.
I like a riddle.
Yes. So.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's huge. Gold star. I'm so excited for you. It is then now you know moving forward, now it's a little bit of anecdotal evidence for yourself of like, okay, maybe I don't want to make the phone call, but I know for a fact that it's at least 1 hour that I'm not spiraling anymore.
Yes. So, I mean, like, guys, I know it can seem kind of fake maybe. I don't want anyone to think that it is. This is all, I hope everyone knows that.
Oh, her pain is real.
Well, yes, but I meant like, I hope everyone knows that it is real, that we are giving advice and we're sharing these things and feelings and stories and whatnot to other people and anyone who's listening, but we really do take our own advice all the time, and these things really work. These are things that just really work for us.
And this is our genuine relationship, is like we sit on the couch and we talk about like, I'm struggling with this thing, here's something we could try, and then we do or we don't, and then we come back and we share. It's like, I don't know.
We are the experiment.
Always in the classroom.
In the classroom.
I am the experiment.
Oh,
I want to circle back on your friend breaking the poop barrier, though.
I don't know if she did.
We don't know. But when I visited my grandma in her retirement home, where she's actually just like in a bedroom now, like in a certain. I don't want to say ward because she's not
a community
insane, but in her wing, she used to have an apartment. Now she's like in just a bedroom in a whatever. But I went and visited, and she knows for the most part what's going on, but I think there's some disconnect starting to happen. But anyway, we're joking, and I forget what we were talking about, but I started talking about breaking the poop barrier, or like
with her.
Yeah. I was like, I know.
Does she have a roommate?
No, she's just doing her own thing. Well, the cat. But Mimi Kathy she's like a Quaker. The Quakers are hip. She was very progressive. She was always like she called my mom. I think I've said this before, but she called my mom one Christmas a couple years ago, and they were chatting, and she's like, "Is Meg gay? Because if she's gay, that's okay." I was like, "Wow, that is a 10 out of 10 progressive Quaker grandma." Wow. XOXO Mimi. But we're hanging out in her little room, and we're joking about how farting is true love. Like when you can fart in front of somebody, that, like you're having an authentic relationship with them. And
well, that's like when you know you're really together. I also feel like maybe you already had the conversation that you're together, but like really when you start like in front of each other and you laugh and you giggle, you have to laugh and giggle. If we're not laughing about that,
if we're not farting and laughing, we're not in love. So I mentioned that, and she thought that was very silly, and I was like, I'm gonna get that on needlepoint for you, that farting is real love. And she loved that, and I have yet to deliver. But then last night before the show, one of my teammates was talking about he just got a needlepoint that he can do like a Star Wars needlepoint or something.
Did it?
He just bought the kit to do it.
Is he gonna do it for you?
Well, no, but I was like, let me get that kit because now I feel like I gotta deliver
you have to.
for Christmas, and I gotta send her that like farting is real love.
Please do.
She'll love it. She probably won't remember the conversation, but it'll still be funny.
It'll make her giggle. And it's love all the same.
We love it. We love it.
That's fun.
But so I'm using the farting is love a segue to talk about dating.
Oh, y'all.
Meg.
Do I have a story for everybody?
I'm so excited.
I know. I think I'm really building it up, but I'm very excited to share the story.
Jamie doesn't tell me certain things. We try and hold things back for the pod.
This is like a first. I normally do tell you, and then we're just sitting at each other, talking, and we're like, God damn it, why don't you save it for the pod? And I'm like, because you're my fucking friend.
Because she actually saved it for the pod.
Except this time, the reverse order. I was a friend, and I didn't share it for you, so I could say it on the pod.
This is a pod first.
Okay, so I'm going to give everybody a little backstory. Back in 2020, I was on Hinge. I was going through a lot at the time, and I was very high one night, and I was not very serious about dating, but I was on the apps. Listen, it was 2020. It was COVID. I was not very serious about dating, but like you still want like a little bit of a flirt, and I was going through a lot at the time, and especially because it was COVID.
For flirting.
But I had no intention personally of going out and meeting with anybody. I was like way too not into it.
But that were social distance dating, wearing masks and sitting at parks 10 feet apart.
No,
I was
but people were still like making out somehow. I don't know how it was going on, but I was like,
were they using like a dental dam? Just like,
it's disgusting. Okay, no, but so I was not serious about it, but I was just like, well, I'll entertain a flirt or two. And I was, again, going through a lot at the time. And so I was very heavily smoking weed at the time too. So I was very high then.
Who is she?
I know. And at that time I had been saying to friends or whoever, because I love potatoes so much, I was saying to some people like, I identify now as a potato. I felt that way. And so one night I'm high and I thought it would be really funny to make an entire Hinge profile of just potato pictures. I had like Mrs. Potato Head. I had one that was all different French fries, and it was like me and all my friends. And I had one that was like a loaded baked potato, and it was all these things. And I did have one real ridiculous photo of myself just to give the nod of like, I'm a real person. Oh my God. And I didn't have any high hopes of this profile, but my whole thought process was like, maybe someone else will think it's funny. And if they thought it was funny, then like maybe that's my kind of person.
Such gold.
It
is Yukon gold.
Nice. Crushed it. But I was also like, and I said it in a prompt or two. I was like, listen, I am a real woman. And like, if you get through all this and you swipe or match with me and we hit it off in the chat, I'll send through like a real photo.
Then we're going to mash potatoes.
No, but God, she keeps, wow, the hits just keep on coming, folks. No, but I was like, I will send you like real photos of me to prove like I'm a real person.
I'm so dead.
The
potato gauntlet.
It didn't really work.
Really fun.
So after a while, I was bored of the potato thing and it really wasn't working. So I was like, okay, let's redo this. So I switched it back over to all real photo. I made myself an actual profile, but I still wasn't getting any likes or messaging. And I was like, that's really weird. So I log out, log back in. Nothing. I delete the app. I re-download it. Nothing. And someone was like, you need to complete fresh start. And I was like, fuck, that's going to take so long. Profile making sucks. Yes. I was like, fine. I do it. I try to make a new profile and immediately I got a thing that said you violated our terms and guidelines. Because some motherfucker out there didn't think I was very funny because men don't have senses of humor.
Oops.
And Sorry. And someone or multiple people, I really don't know who, were offended.
The whole community.
They were offended by my profile and they reported me.
Tater tot, tater not.
And I don't know what happened exactly, but you can only appeal this type of thing violation one time, which I thought I did, to no avail. And anyway, I was banned from Hinge for the longest time. I'm not kidding. Over the last like 4 years, I would like once a year, I would just be like, what if now it works? And I would download the app. I would try to make a profile. It would recognize my phone number or email, and it would say, you violated our terms and guidelines. Okay,
it was the Hinge potato famine.
It really was. So maybe like a month ago at this point, or a few weeks ago, I was feeling that. I was doing a little smoky smoke again one night. She just wants to flirt when she's a little bit high, which is funny because if I was high in person with someone, I'm mute. So
no, it's so real because I literally like sometimes when I have to pain manage and I like take one of the big gummies and I'm on the couch and I'm like, it would be so nice to have a flirt, a touch. And then in the morning, I'm like never.
LOL. I don't want to do that. No, seriously. Okay, I feel better that it's not just me.
No, with my ex, we literally had this joke that this is when I was like,
you liked each other when you're high.
Dude, literally when I was drinking a little bit here and there, but there was this joke of like, there's a 30-minute sex window of having the drink. About 30 minutes later, it's like, it needs to happen now. Or it's not going to happen because then within another 30 minutes, your girl's going night-night. Yeah. So like I wasn't allowed to have a drink out at a restaurant because we couldn't get home fast enough for the threshold to pass.
So funny.
So it was like if I was going to drink and we knew this was going to happen, it was very strategic.
That's very
so
funny.
Stupid.
That's funny. But okay, I feel better that it's not just me. I feel better. Okay, but so a few weeks ago, I was feeling that,
Smoky pokey.
Oh, Smoky pokey. And I was like, well, you know what? It's about that time of year to just do a double check.
Yes.
Download the app, put in my number. Next step. I was like,
4 years
different.
later.
Put in your birthday. That's different. And I was able to get on and make a profile. So So I guess the statute of limitations on violating guidelines with potatoes is 3 to 4 years.
Hey! Thank you for doing the field research for us on that.
God, you guys are so welcome.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm on the app.
I have so many puns that I have just been logging and not saying. And that's why I'm staring at you weird because
I know.
The amount of potato shit,
I'm like, it's intense.
The amount of potato stuff, the Rolodex is going.
Okay. So I bring this all up and I explain this whole backstory because I had the wildest roller coaster of an experience on the app on Monday
of love
of this week.
Say what? This Monday? This just recent past Monday? Mm-hmm. Before floor.
Kind of.
Hinge adventure.
Before on the way to floor.
Floor. Okay.
So I get a like being like, they want to chat with you from this guy named Eric. I am going to be using his name. I don't give a shit. I don't know his last name. I don't know anything about him. So normally I wouldn't.
And I never will.
I normally wouldn't use a name, but like whatever. Anyway.
We've met more than one Eric.
He liked my photo and I said, okay, I'll start the chat. Because my new thing, by the way, is like, if you like me, I'm going to say, yes, I will agree to chat with you. Take it away.
Great.
And if you don't respond within 24 hours, then I'm not into it. Anyway, I screen recorded our pretty much entire conversation because it's so fucking wild. Oh, by the way, this is all to say that on my new profile, one of the prompts I did write, it was something like, a fun fact about me. I was banned from this app for 3 to 4 years because of a potato profile. Inquire within. And let me tell you, a lot of them are like,
yeah, that's the one.
What's up with the fucking story? Because it's funny.
Great.
Okay. Hi, Jamie. Glad to see you're unbanned from potato purgatory. Haha. How did that become a thing? Ha. There's a lot of ha's. Why did you have all potatoes up here? Cracking me up. Clown emoji.
Okay.
The clown emoji threw me off, but I was like,
that's a haunted emoji.
Well, okay. So he goes, so you've been single for 4 years now too? And I was like,
oh, quite the assumption.
Yeah. So he asked me where I lived in LA and we were kind of chatting about it. Okay. So then he goes, this is where it starts to get a little bit silly. He goes, have you ever lived with a partner? And I wasn't too bothered by it because I'm like, oh, he just like wants to, he's just asking.
That's a normal question. Yes.
Yeah. And I said, yeah, I actually moved out here with an ex. And he said, oh, I moved out here with a woman I barely knew too. Which at first I was like,
that's quite assumptive.
That's not really what I said exactly, but I was just like, yeah, whatever. But
yeah, same.
You know, whatever. But we're both like, yeah, I moved out here with someone. Then he keeps going. He goes, have you ever lived with a partner other than the one you moved here with? I'm like, why does this matter so much? And I go, nope. And he's like, did you guys live together before you moved here? And I'm like, again, I could have stopped this conversation, but I'm intrigued. So I go, are you looking for a roommate or a partner? Because I'm like, why are you so fucking interested in living with me?
Do you
know what I mean?
Chore charts. Yes, no.
Well, I was like,
where do you land on chore
I think
charts?
you're on the wrong. Are you looking for Craigslist? Like, this is not where you find a roommate. So I was like, are you looking for a roommate or a partner? And he goes, partner. Haha. I've just lived with every woman I've dated since about 27. So, and he's 41. And he said, so that's why I asked. And I said, oh, okay. And he's like, this is the longest I've been single since about 25 or so.
So
and
he
it's
needs
only
a
been
maid.
a year. So finally stopped that pattern.
Yeah, he wants a maid.
Yeah. I was like, okay. And I was like, oh, that's nice. I was like, I like that you're a relationship guy. He goes, yeah, I definitely am. Most women here aren't, and it's a bummer, or they say they are, but they aren't. And also, now if you're on Hinge, you can kind of say something like what type of relationship you're looking for.
Yes.
And so on mine, I wrote, I'm figuring out my dating goals.
Great.
Because I am more interested in something long term. You know me. I'm not. We have talked about this on the pod. I'm not a hookup girly. But I don't want to flat out say I am looking for a boyfriend because...
Are you?
I don't know. I think I'm in a place...
Are you?
I'm in a place where, again, I'm looking for connection.
But so you are looking for a boyfriend?
I think...
Jamie?
I guess so.
Jamie?
Sorry. I guess, but you know what I'm saying, though? I'm sort of just like seeing how it feels and
no, but I think
where it
ultimately
goes.
You're doing this not just to do this. You're not just here to talk about potatoes and roommates.
No.
You're looking for...
But I guess when I say dating goals, like, I'm not out here looking for a husband.
You're not hunting. You're not out here with a crossbow, but you are very much intentionally like, I'm not just here to dick around. Well, no, you
but
want
I
consciously dick.
Correct. But at the same time, it's like, like if I get a boyfriend, awesome.
Great.
If he turns into a husband, that could be cool too. It's not something I'm like gunning for.
So I think, we can separate the two. I think a lot of people struggle with this and the language we use around it. Cause I think it's like, no, I'm not out here thirsty looking for a husband, but I can still intentionally be looking for a boyfriend. That's different than I'm just here to hook up.
That's true. So am I misleading people by saying I'm figuring out my dating goals?
I think you know exactly what you want. Like you're not aggressive, but you are looking for, this is like, we talked about this.
You can write something in there. So maybe I'll change it.
Yeah, but our friend, she was looking for a husband, and her profile was very like willy-nilly about like, I like kind of like this, I'm into that, and then Julie was like, Jamie, and Julie was like, say what the fuck you want. I'm a woman of faith. I want to get married. I want to have babies. Let's go. And found the dude in 2 weeks.
Exactly. And they're so cute together. So it is being more intentional. You're right. Yeah, this is actually good that we're having this conversation. Okay, so that's good.
Well, great, because I'm being bossy.
No, but it's true. To me, it felt truthful when I saw that option. So I was like, yeah.
But like, I'm over here going, if I do spend time with someone, I'm like very much not looking for a relationship. Like I'm very much, I do not want a person. To it. You're open.
Yes.
So yes.
Okay. Well, so anyway, so it says figuring out my dating goal. So he said, what does that mean to you? Oh, now we're going to get
now
to
we're
it.
in the juice.
Now we're turning
making juice.
The corner has been turned.
The corner have been cornered.
Buckle up, y'all. Here we go.
Oh
so he said, what does figuring out your dating goals mean to you? I'm just curious to try to determine the priority of dating in your life. Is it a top life priority or is that too strong? Like, is it top 3? And then I was like, I'll accept top 3. I was like, I'll put finding a relationship in my top 3.
Okay.
Because it's really not. And so he said, I found that misalignment on the priority of dating / finding them is a big compatibility issue that nobody thinks twice about, or I didn't for a while. And he was like, so what's more important? There's no right answer, obviously. I'm just curious. It's my top life priority by far. I have everything else figured out. And I really wanted to be like,
brag about it.
Right? So I was like, wow, that's awesome. I said, I'm still working on finding happiness then in other areas. So it's not my top life priority. Because it's not. You guys have all heard me. I work.
A
job.
Friends. Fun.
But like job.
Top 3.
Finances. Like there are other things in my life that I would put over a relationship.
Yeah.
If I met someone and it worked out, that is the cherry on top of everything else in my life right now. It's just, I want it, but I don't like, again, I'm not gunning for it.
Also, he's like filling a hole right now. I think there's a difference.
He has everything figured out.
Yeah.
So he wants love.
Yes.
So
it's his empty bucket.
Correct.
We've got other buckets.
So I was like, I'm still working on finding happiness in other areas. And he's like, so like what? If it's not too personal, work, other relationships. And I explained, I'm a producer. And he said, so you work a lot of hours? So this clearly is someone who doesn't understand what producing is, and actually, entertainment is.
Also, again, he's looking. All I'm hearing right now is he needs a maid and he needs a wife.
Meg, just you fucking wait.
Please, I'm dying.
So I said it's currently very top of mind. So unfortunately, that for sure is taking top priority.
What size apron do you wear?
Are you ready for us to turn another corner?
Yes, please. Take us home, Daddy.
Would you do that? This is him.
No.
Would you do that job if you didn't need money? He goes, you have $100 million. Oh
my God.
You'd still work?
Oh my God.
And I go, I wouldn't want to not be busy because you can only fill the days up so much with exercise and errands. I don't want to just like work out and shop and you know what I mean?
No, that's literally why our grandmother's generation was heavily medicated. My grandma was constantly popping those little mother's little helpers because you clean the house and wait for the kids to get home and they were fucking depressed and cooped.
Right. And at the same time too, like, okay, maybe I wouldn't have like a job if I didn't need it. But I do like the idea of not thinking about the finance part of it and just doing the work part because
like a royal, you could be
I like to be
invested
fulfilled.
in your philanthropics.
But at the same time, if I had millions of dollars, then like we could make any projects we wanted
That's
to
what I'm
full
saying.
time.
The money means more work. What are we talking about?
No, but I'm saying
fun work.
But I want to do stuff.
Yeah.
I want to be productive. Okay, fine.
He doesn't want you to
and
do
I was
stuff.
and I'm like getting a little. I'm like this conversation is so strange. Starting to because I'm like, wouldn't you want me to be productive? Like, wouldn't you want me to like be busy?
Okay.
So here we go.
Yes.
So he's like, you'd still work. And I go, for sure. And I gave that whole spiel. He goes, I'm retired.
Oh.
I totally disagree. He's 41. Everyone
Good for
keep that in
him.
mind. Right. I'm retired. I totally disagree. I keep super busy. Fuck working. And I go, what do you do to stay busy then? And he goes, travel. I go to at least 30 to 40 concerts a year. I'm like, oh,
that's
wow.
fun.
Here's where I really start to be like, okay, we're not a match. Now we have not been a match this whole time, but again, this conversation is so intriguing. I'm like, what the fuck is this? He goes, I've seen Fish, the band. I've seen Fish 43 times since COVID. I have a few ski homes, a few.
What?
So I go, that's like the longest concert ever. I thought I was being funny because Fish in general is a long concert.
It's a long concert.
So one Fish concert times 43. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
You don't get that time back.
No. He goes, Fish is the longest concert ever. Haha. I'm like, yeah, you missed my joke. He goes, I'm so lucky to be retired now. It was a total surprise to me. Woke up on my 40th birthday to the surprise. I was still working then. Haha. And I'm like,
what is the surprise?
So like, did your parents die or something? Like, I'm trying to like be careful about this because I don't want to be like, wow, how'd you get so fucking rich? Did your parents pass? Like, that's terrible. So I was like, maybe he sold his company. After I asked that, he says, bummer that we aren't aligned on our priorities. And goes, rich parents, my dad created nuclear technology for the U.S. military, submarines specifically. And I was like,
a warmonger?
Why are you telling me this? I was like, this is so confusing. And he goes, anyway, so I don't think we're aligned because I don't want someone who works a lot. I just want to like have someone who like travels and relaxes and have fun with me.
Fuck off with my nuclear money.
So I go, that's it? I'm out of the running?
He should be on SugarDaddy.com.
But I literally said that. I was like, so I'm out of the running? That's it? Because I want to work? So at this point, I'm trying to respond, and I realize that he has unmatched me. So like the conversation is going to go away. He unmatched me. I screenshot this last part of the conversation. This is all him. This is all everything he said to me. I never worked over 40 hours before I retired. I always had good work-life balance because fuck working for money. So much more to life. You'd be working. I'd be in the French Riviera. How would that work? Or at my Tahoe home, etc. Unmatch.
Is he?
I don't know.
Real?
And I was just like, okay, wait, Eric, hold on. Did you want me to go get a drink with you? Because as a reminder, everyone,
wait.
This was a conversation we had. We didn't even go on a date yet. But what did you want me to do? Go meet you for a drink and quit my life and marry you? I'm so confused. I mean,
that's exactly what he wants, Jamie. You know what? I gotta applaud Eric because the boy knows exactly what he wants.
He does, but I was
he
just
could
like,
have hit you at the top with like, hi, this is my top priority. If your priority is to work, I don't want you because I am rich and I am retired and I want to travel. That could have like saved you a lot.
It was so much information, and I was just like, this was the wildest thing ever. Okay, fine. So then,
oh no,
the next day,
no.
We've unmatched. He unmatched me. He said, fuck her. She wants to work. I don't want this bitch. I get an email from Hinge.
No.
It says, one of your matches, Eric, was recently removed from Hinge based on information regarding potentially fraudulent behavior. We are notifying you because you matched with this user. While Hinge cannot verify the accuracy of such information, it advises you to remain cautious in your online interactions with all individuals who you do not already know.
Oh, Okay, but how are you supposed to do that on a dating app when you don't know anybody? Okay, so he was maybe potentially fishing for a sugar baby.
But which was such a funny thing because I was like, well, I feel like I was reverse frauded because he had all the money. And I didn't have any.
I had no money at the beginning and I left with no money.
I was just like...
Fraud?
But like, this whole thing was so weird because I was like...
It's so weird.
Pretended to be a potato, not harming anyone. Kicked off Hinge for 4 years. Comes back to Hinge.
Attacked for wanting to work.
Help. You don't get to be rich. I'm sorry.
That's how I feel sometimes.
Anyway, that's how dating is going for me.
So we've learned from this conversation that sometimes talking to people helps us feel better, and sometimes no.
I mean, I don't feel any worse about myself. I just lost out on millions of dollars.
Confusing. So. It's so confusing.
But it sounds like some other women.
I mean, I got on... What was it, like a year and a half ago when I was still on the couch and like couldn't work and was so sick, and I was like, I told Julia, I was like, fuck it. Sex work is work. I'm going to get on sugardaddy.com and just like, what is happening? And Eric makes me think of that moment because I remember just hopping on, and you can't change your age once you put it in there. And I was like, I should have said I was much younger because like 33 is not a baby. They don't want like a sugar...
No, they want like a
matron.
26-year-old.
Yes. So
you're not a matron.
Amongst babies?
Jesus Christ.
Amongst sugar babies, I'm a sugar matron. But yeah, I remember I was on Sugar Baby for a minute. The prompts are so weird, and it's so transactional. And I'm literally reading Reddit threads of like, how do you behave? How do you do this? Like, how do you do it in a way that like you don't get caught? Because like you and I were so afraid of getting in trouble. I'm like, I'm gonna get arrested for.
Wait, that's one of the prompts on my profile right now. It says like
what?
My biggest fear, and I wrote
getting in trouble. It is. But like, what if I was on Sugar Baby, whatever, and then they take me out to dinner and it's transactional, and I get technically
you're saying, like,
prostitution is illegal still,
right? But you're saying,
but like, what's the line? So that's what I was literally doing research. I'm like, so how does one sugar baby? There are full forums about how to pull this off.
I love Reddit, but like I love the show True Life on MTV,
the
little documentary show
back in the day.
I think they had multiple sugar baby episodes, but there definitely was one.
Did they really?
Yes, with three different levels of sugar baby. But this one girl was like sort of starting to do it.
Okay.
And I forget how old she was, but the guy was for sure like white hair. But she was getting, I think her apartment, her car, I mean, like he paid for everything, and she had not slept with him, and she did not want to.
Why would you want to? Well, maybe you do.
I think that's the fine line with the sugar baby situation, is that you don't technically have to sleep with them.
No.
But it is absolutely an expectation of sorts that you do.
Well, it's all like a barter system. So, it's a very...
I don't think holding hands is really cutting it.
I mean, but that's the thing. There are some babies out there that just have Zoom calls with like geriatric old men.
You know what? That is so true, because I think on a different episode, maybe it was the same episode, some girl, and she was like such a sweet, like nerdy glasses kind of girly, but she did like webcam work.
Yeah.
One of her webcam fans that she never met, doesn't know, paid her rent every month. He paid for her apartment just for her to do webcam shit.
Yeah. That's the thing, is like, I have a resource, you have a resource.
Honestly,
let's
guys,
swap resources.
I say it out loud and I'm like,
come on, we work so hard. You and I, last episode, we were bitching that we have spent the last 2 years of this industry garbage situation trying to bust our asses to make work happen. And when you could flick on your Zoom and have some old dude throw you some coin, what are you talking about?
Do you think people would pay me if I literally just put on my camera and I just lay down on the floor? Oh.
Yes. Oh, you want to plank and have people tip you?
I just want to do what I've been doing the last couple days and just... I won't cry out loud.
That
I'll
is
just lay
such
on
a
the floor.
that is definitely a sub. That's putting the sub in subcategory. I tell you what, you could definitely just lay on the floor and cry.
Floor is a genre.
And someone is just getting there. Okay, so yes, I went on so I'm on this app, and it was partially just out of like, I'm so morbidly curious now about what this world is.
Right.
And there's all these things of like, don't explicitly up front be like, I need $4,000 a month. It kind of kills the magic of it.
I think so.
But that some people will offer, and they'll have arrangements. And so literally I start talking to a few of these guys, which first of all, I don't really want to have sex with guys anyway. So I'm like,
joke's on you.
Yuck. And then I'm like, can I compartmentalize? Could I just give them my body and not be, I was like, I don't even know if I can do that. I'm just not a really No, I think
take the edible or have a drink.
Ayo. No, I really was just like, I think my body's been through enough trauma. Am I going to put it through more trauma of like, this is not consensual. This sounds dark, but it was just like things I'm thinking about, right? And then also I'm thinking about, you're still fucking sick. I'm on the couch
that would feel
doing
worse.
this. And I'm like, what happened? So this one guy, he's like, similar. He's like in his mid 40s, a bunch of money, private jet. He's like, the kind of baby I'm looking for is someone that will, if at a moment's notice, be able to jet with me at least once or twice a month. And I'll pack your bag and all this shit. And I was like, first of all, here's where I could not be a sugar baby, especially for a jet setter, is because I need to know where I'm going. I need to thoroughly pack my bag with everything I think I might need.
Wait, we said this. We were watching when we watched Blink Twice.
Yes.
I don't know if anyone's watched the movie, and this is not a movie podcast, so we're just going to be like a little bit spoilery here. I don't really care. But basically, Channing Tatum, he's like the CEO of this huge company, and he bought an island. And these two girls who they have to like work for their money, right? Like they are waiters at a big party of his. They want to like schmooze with him, and they are schmoozing with him at a party of his, and then they're all enjoying each other's company. And so he's like, do you guys want to come to my island? And
they say yes.
They say yes. And they're on the plane, and the two of us watching this movie together,
we had to pause the video.
Meg said to me, like, could you do that? And I sat for a second, and I was like, no, I would have to tell my mom. I'd have to tell at least one of the friends.
I need to go home and pack.
I have to pack. And because especially for me specifically, I was like, my chest is a very specific size.
You don't have a bra for me on the island.
I just have a feeling there are no stores on this island. I like what
and
like
there weren't.
Because of the kind of situation where they would supply you with a bikini, and I'd be like, what size bikini
but
is
that was
it?
So funny that we were talking about that, because
and
then in the movie
they show up on the island, and all of the girls, they're all wearing the same white bikini and the same outfit, and they're like, oh my god, that's so weird. And then one of them, it's such a side comment, but you clocked it.
Yes.
And they're like, how did he know our bra sizes? And we're like, see?
And then it was a reveal, but they knew. Whoever, I wonder, did a woman write this? No, it was just Zoe.
No, she did. Yeah,
she wrote it too.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's some shit.
So.
That's some shit that we were watching. Any other movie that's ever happened.
If a man wrote that, you would never hear that.
No,
comment.
because I watch movies and I'm like, what if they get their period? Like, there's so many questions that are pulling me out of the fun of like, we're going to an island. So. That's correct. Nobody poops. Nobody farts, nobody poops. But really, literally, this guy, the anxiety.
It's like, that spontaneity sounds like so much
that's my
fun,
nightmare.
And I am not that person.
No, that's not. That's my nightmare. I cannot.
We are not those people.
No. Hey, baby, I packed a bag. Come down to the airport. I'd rather die.
How many outfits, and also actually how many pairs of underwear? Because if I can't bring 20 pairs,
no.
I'm not going.
Also, I need my mouth tape, my earplugs, my eye mask. There's too many things.
Oh my god, mouth tape. You said it all. I need 20 pairs of underwear and at least my mouth tape.
So I'm on sugarbaby.com or daddy.com, whatever. And I'm not spiraling about the part that like I potentially have to go and sleep with this guy. I'm spiraling about the fact that like I don't feel comfortable him packing for me. And
that is the biggest fear.
These are my
pack for me.
Don't pack for me, and don't pack for me, Argentina. I won't go to Argentina. Okay,
this is why we're
so my god. But anyway, I ultimately, again, sex work is work. I ultimately decided like there's no way I could do this because there are so many levels to this shit, and I really also was just like, I don't think I'm somebody that could compartmentalize the sexual component, but there was like a much older man.
How old?
Do they, like maybe 78? Oh my An active 78.
Ooh. This is something that happened on Sex and the City too. Remember when Samantha dates
and then she saw the butt.
Well,
she's like, he kisses like a regular young man.
In the dark, his body felt fine, but
then
in the light, she saw him with his saggy, tighty whities, and she was like,
no, it was his. That wasn't tighty whities. That was his skin, Jamie.
Ew, it was.
Yes, flapping in the wind as he trotted to the little boys' room.
Diamonds
are forever. Your ass is not. But
okay, keep going.
The 78-year-old guy, whatever. But still, I'm like, do they buy you a piece of jewelry with a gift receipt and then you return it? I still wonder these things. But same thing, he was like, so my ideal arrangement is that I will directly pay your landlord your rent money. I could directly pay your car payment if you had one, blah, blah, blah.
But then do you have to give pertinent information or just a login?
So that's another thing. I'm like, now do you...
If it's just a login.
Right. Are you getting my bank info? You're getting my address? There's like all these things. I started to feel too... And then... And then a lot of the guys would say, can you Venmo, daddy?
But you can't Venmo
that
much money.
No. So then
so complicated.
It is. But this is where like the scheme of being a sugar baby is a very difficult thing to pull off. And he said, yeah, so if I pay for all your stuff, like in exchange, I would expect Thursdays and Saturdays twice a month or something. And again, I'm over here doing the math of like, well,
but what's happening on those
Thursdays? Well, like Saturdays? A dinner or like come to me.
But then again, is the expectation, and I'm not saying it to you, is this an actual agreement that we are verbally agreeing on and only what you said, because you didn't say I had to fuck you or touch your dick,
right?
But are you expecting me to still touch your dick,
right? Which I think there is, but like we can't say it.
Touch your dick. But what happens if I don't do it? Then you're not going to pay my rent,
right?
Because you didn't say that.
So the whole thing,
and I took you for your word.
Look at me taking sugar daddies for their word again.
I'm just saying.
Shame on me.
Fool me. Oh.
Fool me once. So
dicks in your face.
Dicks in your face. In an airplane with a dick in your face. With clothes you didn't pack. Nothing could be worse.
This sounds like the worst trip ever.
What,
am I just gonna hide in the bathroom the whole way to the island?
Crying over your sushi. So I backpedaled from being a sugar baby. I couldn't do it.
What a wild experience.
But it was so interesting. I feel like it was such an exploration into the human.
That's so you to like. You know what I mean? To just be like, I just want to know more about the human condition.
I really, though.
Let's dive in.
It was. I felt like I was doing some sort of like field. I was the Jane Goodall of sugar daddies.
Yeah. I think she'd love that comparison.
See the apes in their natural habitat.
From apes to sugar babies.
Oh, God. Sugar
That's
apes.
so funny.
So that was an experience.
No, but these are just like, these are just experiences we're fucking having. Both of us trying to figure out like our dating goals.
So what I learned from that experience is that my dating goals
is not a sugar baby.
Oh God. No, it was interesting because like, yeah, you and I both haven't been dating for a long time. Yeah. And I was kind of trying to break the seal. So when I went on my trip this summer and with my friend who she realized she was bi just like a year or two ago. So our whole joke was queer girl summer, you know, celebrating the bisexuality that we share because between the two of us we make a whole lesbian. So our goal queer girl summer was that we were going to just like kiss our way through Europe.
And like, she's like, didn't you, before you left, you were just like, oh God, she is
an instigator.
But like hype instigator.
Hype.
Yeah.
The instigator of instigators. Yeah. So yeah, no, she's building it up.
And I feel like you knew, but you didn't know what to expect when you got there.
Right. But we have this whole thing, we're chatting before, like, oh my God, we're just make out our way through Europe. We're going to kiss everybody. Kiss, 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 kiss. We get back from the trip and we have this giggle moment of like, oh my God, we kissed so many people because the whole group we were with were they're all Slovakian and Czech and like French. And so that entire group, pow right on the kisser. They go for mouth. Everybody is just on the mouth every time. Good morning, like on the mouth. Goodbye, on the mouth. Happy lunch, on the mouth.
Happy lunch. Wait, did that really happen at lunch?
You enjoy your lunch? Mwah. No, literally. Every time.
Gherkin City.
Lurking for gherkins. They literally, I was kissed every time I came and went within this group. Hey. I got macked on more in those 3 weeks than I have
platonically
in my adult life. Yeah. Platonically.
That's so funny.
And it was the joke of like, yeah, didn't get any actual action.
Yeah. But ain't that the way though?
Ain't that the way? You got to be so fucking, okay, this is why when you were talking about, oh, I'm figuring out my relationship goals.
Intentional.
No, the universe is up there and she's going, oh yeah, is that what you want? No, we have to be so fucking serious.
Oh my God, you're so
clear.
Right. If you are not specific with the universe,
it's a joke.
The universe will be like,
okay, is that what you want? Great. Well, guess in what version? So did Meg get to kiss a ton of people this summer? Yes, she did. Did any of them tingle her pants? No.
No.
So
they didn't flirkle her gurgle.
They did not flirkle my gurgle.
It wasn't what I wanted to say. As soon as I started saying it, I was like, it's gherkin,
it's
not
still
gurgle.
But it feels good in your mouth to say flirkle my gurgle. I'm keeping it. No. Yes. But I did finally had a mutual friend who for the last like 2 to 5 years has been like, hi, I'm flirting with you.
Wait,
I'm flirkling with you.
I want him flirkling or gurgling. Your gurgle. I just want to come back because I know who Meg is talking about. But you would have these interactions with this person. I feel like every time you'd be like, I think he's flirting with me. We'd all be like, of course he's flirting with you. That's what flirting is. And he'd be like, oh.
Cool.
Oh,
Okay. But no, so this summer I finally was like, fuck it. You know what? Let me walk down a road I haven't walked down.
Because you don't know.
The door keeps getting knocked on. I'm going to open the door.
Yeah.
Because then at least we can know and move on. Dating data.
Guys,
I love data.
She loves to figure out more about the human experience.
So I finally said, fuck it. Let's go and like hang out. And also, but we're friends. So I was like, whatever. I don't know.
It really wasn't, you weren't risking much one way or the other.
No, and I think you know this about me is like I'm such a doomsdayer that I'm like, oh my God, there is some connection with somebody, but if I hang out with them and then it gets weird, like now I've lost a friend, or now when I see this person in my environment, I'm gonna be awkward, and you're like,
but what
Meg,
do I say?
They're gonna pick up what you're putting down, and also just don't be fucking weird. It doesn't
matter. If you're not
matter.
weird, then it won't be weird. No. I will also say too, you've talked about being queer and figuring out what that is for you exactly. And if it's okay to say this person is male. Mm-hmm. And so you were still sort of like,
I don't even know.
I don't know if I'm into it.
And I was talking to like 2 other girls at the same time, and I was very excited about them, but it was just like.
But I think specifically like this guy was such a nice guy.
Yes.
And so I think if you were going to test out this,
it felt very safe.
Exactly.
A safe re-entry to this re-entry point.
Mm-hmm.
So we hung out. It was cool. And it was really funny because we were like sitting there at a table hanging out and we're talking, and I feel myself, I'm so awkward, and I just like can feel like how rigid I am. And I just get very tense. Like after I've been in a situation where like it's potentially a romantic or a flirty situation, I get home and like my lower back literally hurts because I've been like gripping my body so hard.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh my God, why does my back hurt? Oh, because you're like a fucking tense prude. But so I'm sitting there. Yeah. So I'm just like rigor mortising myself through this date. But we're chatting at the second location. He literally is like, okay, I just want to be super explicit. I have been hitting on you for years,
I love that he said
and this is a date. And I was like, you know what, dude, you get 10 points for that. Because like, yeah, call a gherkin a gherkin.
I'm flirting with your gherkin.
I've been
doing it.
And so what are we twerking about?
When you told me the story, we were so obsessed with him saying that.
Yeah.
It was like, ugh. You call out the elephant in the room. And also for you specifically, I love that he was like, I feel like I have to be direct.
Yeah, literally like loud in my face.
Okay.
But
like,
so
we're on the date already, but I'm telling you right now,
it's been a date.
And it's been a date.
And so yeah, that was fun, and it was great because same thing. Yeah, I decided I didn't want to pursue it, but it was perfect because it was like great, a friend, safe re-entry point.
Yeah, and you did have a good time.
We did have a good time.
Have a nice time.
It is good to have a good time, and then. You know, I just decided like I think I am more interested in exploring these female connections right now that I have, and then these females, if you're listening. No, everyone has a lot going on in LA. We all are doing 8,000 things, and it's crazy trying to make a coffee happen.
Literally.
It's psychotic. But so yeah, that's pretty much all I've had to update on dating is a failed sugar baby and a friend date. Friend date.
If I may, as we're figuring out our dating goals, I had said in the middle of that endlessly long story, you're welcome, that I did go prior to having this lovely chat with Eric. I did actually go on my very first date for the first time since 2019.
Yes, you did.
I went on my first date and he was a nice guy, ultimately not for me, but very hilariously, kind of you were talking about how you're like so tense on the date.
Yeah.
It's funny because I knew the stakes were low. Like I was already a little bit, of course, like 1 foot out the door with this guy, but I was still trying to like give it a chance. Right.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't think he's going to be the guy for me, but like maybe I'll be surprised. And we go on the date and I was still a little nervous.
Sure.
Because it's just like nerve wracking going out with someone, even though literally I'm trying to convince myself the whole time, like, can you stop being nervous? Like, why are you fucking nervous? There's nothing to be nervous about.
There are no stakes.
You're a knockout.
12.
So I just know because not to be conceited, I'm not, but I'm a great catch and I know I'm awesome. So when I go on these dates, it's more like, do I like you?
Yeah.
I'm not worried that you're going to like me.
We're interviewing them.
But anyway, but I was so nervous on this date. So we went to this cute little wine bar and we were going to get food. And I actually felt really proud of myself because normally I don't like to eat on a date.
Okay.
I don't know you yet. I don't care about how I look.
You don't get to watch how I chew.
No. Do you know what I mean though? It's not even that I'm nervous about it. Yeah. I also am just like, I don't know. But I was very hungry. And also we went on this date at 6:30. So like it's dinner time.
It's time to nosh.
And he'd come straight from work. So he's like, do you want to order some food? And I was like, yeah, what are you thinking? And he was like, French fries. And I was like, potatoes. So I was like, sure. And then this place had pizza. So we're like, yeah, let's get a pizza. Okay. I've talked about it before.
LOL.
I've been a vegetarian since January.
I'm dead.
We're at this restaurant.
Most of it vegetarian.
He points to the meatball pizza. And I say, guys, I don't know. I think I was hungry. I was nervous. I blacked out on who I was. I don't know what was going on. And I had never mentioned to him I was a vegetarian. None of those words ever left my mouth. And so he says, what do you think about the meatball pizza? And I say, I love meatballs. Totally, let's get it. We order this pizza. We split it. I house it.
She loved the meatballs.
Not until a day later that I'm like rethinking. I'm like thinking about the date in my head, and I was like, "You housed meatballs.
You housed meatballs.
You never mentioned once that you don't eat meat."
And now I can never see him again because now I'm still a vegetarian, and then we're gonna have to unpack why I housed meatballs on that first date.
It would just be very confusing.
What is that about? And I think if other people
it was weird. I don't know why I did that.
No. When you said it, it resonated with me so much. I'm like, what is that on a first date? I often make weird food choices because I'm like, I'm trying to be cool, or I'm just trying to go with the flow, or like we're in a weird situation.
Why do we care?
I don't know, but same thing. When I hung out with my friend last summer, and we went and played mini golf, and then we ate something, and like, I don't eat beef. I don't eat meat. And same shit. And there was like a nice healthy place, and then he was like, oh, but I really love this burger spot. And I was like, yeah. And then there I am eating a fucking low quality burger, just like, this isn't good. And I'm like, as I'm chewing it, I'm just like, why am I doing this? I'm 33 years old. I don't have anything to prove anymore.
You know what?
It's so weird.
We're just doing our best.
I'm not even trying to impress. I'm just like, whatever.
We don't want
like reduce my stressors. If I'm stressed about a date, how can I reduce stressors? And it's like, put meat in your face.
Yourself. Okay, I actually feel a lot better that it's not just me.
No, it's so strange.
I really felt like, I mean, I will say that was probably the second or third time this year that I accidentally ate meat without thinking about it.
It was, and it took you a day or two to realize that there was meat in your system.
Yeah. Well, we're doing our best.
That's phenomenal. Well, Woo! I'd like to say, so yeah, this was less of a heart to heart because we didn't need to do that again.
No, we were really heavy with you guys last episode, and we appreciate you being here and listening to us, and if anything resonated with you, but we also want to bring the funny a little bit too.
Have a little fun.
And weird and wild.
But so I think we did actually learn something today, though. I think it's important. Let's walk away. Jamie has clear dating goals. She would like a boyfriend.
Yeah.
And she's not thirsty. It's just that's what you want.
And if you want to be my sugar daddy, I still want a job.
Also, you know what? I am open to, yes, I would like to be working, but I would be open to a sugar mom.
There we go.
Oh, Stacy's mom could do no wrong.
Ooh,
yo,
that's interesting.
All right, I'm putting this out in the universe. I would like to be sugar mommed.
If anybody wants to give us sugar of any kind, we are open to options. We're open to see what those
sugar.
No, but like, you know what? We've been figuring out our dating goals. We've been figuring out like what anything in life really means to us because we've gone through like whatever.
The chasm of that statement.
Everyone's just here to listen to our escapades and
trotting along.
You know what I mean? We're here to give the people what they want. Juicy dating stories.
Juicy.
We're actually in this episode. Nothing actually happened, but so much and yet so little at the same time.
I learned a lot.
That feels like my vibe.
That feels accurate.
So much, but so little.
Let's go eat something.
Okay, I'm starving.
But not meatballs.
Not me. We're vegetarians. Okay, guys, thank you so much for being here, and we hope you enjoyed this episode, and thanks for listening. You can email us, as always, at podchronic@gmail.com.
Follow us at chronic_pod at all the other places.
We're going to start posting a lot more fun stuff on TikTok and Instagram, so make sure to go follow us and check it out.
And if you fucking see Eric in the wild... Oh my God. Don't trust him. Oh, you have to tell us.
But also, you have to tell us. But also, guys, if you don't want to be his wife and go fuck off to the French Riviera, it's not going to happen. I'm telling you right now.
But also, if you
code to Eric.
If you don't want to work and you want to be with Eric, that's also a feminist choice.
Thanks, Meg.
Thanks, Jamie.
I love lolling with you.
See you next week.
Bye. Bye. Later.